Okay, so this is just going to be a little overview of the Hopper Popper lab that you're going to do today. So the first thing you're going to do is figure out a method you can use for measuring the height to which this thing bounces, the maximum height of a bounce. I would recommend launching off the ground instead of a tabletop because they do go pretty high. So just think about a way that you can measure accurately, you can know the height to which this thing bounces. Once you've got that, you're going to figure out a way to get this to go to its maximum height repeatedly. And the reason you're doing that is just to get a baseline, like how high can this thing go, and to develop a launch technique that gives consistent results, right? So how are you going to hold it? That kind of thing, what sort of surface, all that needs to be the same every time you launch it. So if you can get 3 consistent heights in a row that are as high as possible, you know you're launching it in the same way. One other little tip, I did number them. They all probably act a little different. So make sure whenever we use these again, or if you leave it and come back, that you're always using the same number. So on their little hand there, I put the number for each one. Some tools that you might want to use when you're measuring that height is there's meter sticks over there on the pegboard. There is also in this little bin here on your tool shelf is measuring tape. So that might be easier. You could tape it to the wall or have somebody hold it or something like that. So just keep in mind that that's an option for you. The next part of the lab, once you figure out how to measure height and how high this thing can bounce, we're going to look for a relationship between the mass of this and how high it gets. Makes sense. The more mass you add, it's probably going to go lower, but we want to know exactly, find a mathematical relationship between mass and height. So how do we add mass to these? Well, these have been modified, so they are a little bit of nightmare fuel, but also they have a nice flat surface on the top. And if you find your precision masses, this blue box here, and this confuses some people, if you squeeze the sides a little bit, you could just lift that up and open that. So there are mass sets that we've got there. And on the pegboard side of your equipment shelf, we got some masking tape. So what you can do is just take some mass, and that'll lay flat on his nice flat head, and then just take a piece of masking tape and tape it across like that. Probably want to make sure it's not interfering with his hopping mechanism there, and you're good to go. And you could take that off and tape additional masses on, or just put another one on top, tape it, another one on top, tape it. What we want is the total mass of this guy, and so you can use your electronic balance to get that total mass every time you add mass. One other tip is make sure your power strip is on when you are using that electronic balance, because that confuses people sometimes. Other than that, I hope we're good to go, and we can go over this in class, so we'll answer any questions that come up.